Alright, so I just recently got an electronic cigarette, and I realized there wasn't a lot of information out there as far as what you should go with. Well, at least not condensed down to one source. So I thought maybe while it's fresh on my mind, we just haven't gotten an e-cigarette, that I would try to help people out and just put it all together about what everything is. Alright, so first things first, there are three basic models of e-cigarettes that I've come across. You have a Model 510 and you have an Ego. Now, those two have interchangeable parts, so you can use the same cartridges and cartomizers, which I'll go over. You can use them on each one. You also have a KR8, which can look like a 510, but the fittings are different. So my suggestion is to go with a 510 if you want a cigarette, one that looks like a cigarette, and that way it's interchangeable with more things. So that being said, this is actually a disposable e-cigarette from Walgreens. It's the first one that I bought, and this is what your 510 and KR8 look like. It's actually the first one that I had before I took it back and exchanged it for the Ego. It looked like this one. Basically, this is how it works. They come pre-loaded. All you do is just like that, and no, it's okay. Do not base your preference for e-cigarettes off of these disposable ones. They're just not the same. Now this is my main one. It's called the Ego T. It's made by Joyetech, and I like it a lot better. There's several reasons really. One is, I thought I wanted the cigarette looking one, but after a day or so with it, I just didn't really care for it anymore. I don't know, it just didn't really fit me. And then there's also automatic and manual e-cigarettes, and basically that means, let me show you, this one right here is an automatic. I don't have to push anything. It recognizes that I'm inhaling, and it cuts on the battery to heat up the vapor, and that's where I get my smoke from. So you just, that's it. Manuals have this little button right there. You can see it lit up for just a second. What that does is it will not heat up. You can puff on it all you want, nothing happens. You have to push that button. A lot of people like these. I didn't think I would at first, but after using an automatic one, I just realized that the manual is a lot better. So the way this works, and the end does not light up on the Ego. You just go, and that's it. So let me break down some of the components of an e-cigarette. So got my little box here. Okay, this one does not break apart. Now, had it been like a 510 or a KR8, this end would screw off, and this is where you put your liquid, and where it has the cotton that you fill. That cotton touches a heating module called an atomizer. The atomizer is attached to a battery down here. When you inhale on this one, it activates the battery, activates the atomizer, which activates the cotton / liquid part, and then when that happens, steam or vapor comes out and you inhale it. Exact same thing with this one. Now I've got a few little nice things on mine, but basically for this video I'll just take all this off, and I'll show you what this is here later. Okay, so this is basically now the same thing as this. You have your battery right here. You have your it's actually called an atomizer, cartomizer, and what that means is that the cartridge and the atomizer are all in one unit. So if I want to take it apart, that has my atomizer, the heating element, and the cotton liquid thing in there. That white stuff you see is like a cotton, and you pour your liquid onto it, it soaks it and kind of keeps it in there, and until you dry it out from heating it and smoking it, it won't run out. So exact same thing. Now this is called a 2-piece set. You have your battery, your cartomizer. Let me show you how it changes into a 3-piece set. Okay. So this is my extra battery. It works fine and everything. What you see here on the end is called an atomizer. So as you can see, you have the cartomizer on here, this whole one single piece, black piece, and you have the atomizer, and as you can see, that's about halfway up. So if when this has a cartridge on it, so that you can when this has a cartridge on it, so you can get a vapor, it'll be about as long as these two. The only difference is this has both included in one piece up here. This one needs another piece, and it's 2 pieces. So you have your filter. You take that off. You know, it's got the cotton in there that you filled your liquid. You put it in here like that. Now that is the exact same thing as this one, except one is a 2-piece, which is this one, or 3-piece, which is this one, and this one is a 2-piece. So it works the same way. Let me make sure I got it. Okay, got it on. Hang on, let me. Works great, you know, both work the exact same way. Okay, it's not a good combination, toffee and Malibu. Okay, so that being said, let's get down to the e-liquids. Now, the thing about e-liquids is you can get any kind you want. You can get whatever, pretty much any flavor you want. I've got a Coca-Cola and a Dr. Pepper flavor coming. They're knockoff names, of course, but that's what they're supposed to taste like. And let's see, so they'll come in bottles bigger than this. You know, these are kind of what you get with your kids. But you know, it'd be a 30 milliliter bottle, so maybe 6 times bigger than this 5 milliliter bottle. And when you want to, let's say I'm smoking this, you know, this piece is the part of the screw on there. Let's say I'm smoking this right here, and I run out of liquid. What I would do is I would take the cap off. See the little white stuff in there? I want to get that wet, so I just drop it around the edges so that it doesn't go right down the center, because that you just don't want that to happen. And now that was very few drops because I just recently built it, but that's basically how it works. And I think they say put like 23 to 25 drops or something like that. I just fill it up until it looks like it's full. Don't overfill it, because it can mess up your battery. That's another thing. When you have an automatic one, like this right here, actually let me pop that top off. So when you have this right here, I don't know if no, okay, the disposable ones won't let you do it. When you have the automatic ones, which would be like this one, and you fill that white thing in there, which is that right there, the automatics have to have a hole all the way through it pretty much to the battery, so that it recognizes when you're inhaling, so it'll cut the battery on. Now the problem with that is that if you let liquid get down there, it can mess up your battery. Now when you have a manual, you push the button so it doesn't need to recognize that you're inhaling, so there's less of a chance that liquid's going to get in your battery. You know, if you can see that, that's the tip of the battery, and there's no way to get into the battery, whereas the automatics will have a hole right there in that middle piece, and liquid can get in there and mess it up. So, and also, as I said before, you can get different kinds. Like I said, the toffee is my zero nicotine one. I just use it for when I want to casually smoke without needing a nicotine fix. I have a 6 milliliter, and they go up to, I think, 12, 18, 24, and 30, which 30 is usually the highest because that's what regular cigarettes are. So this is your basic model. I'm going to explain these other pieces I've got here. This is a cone, and basically what this cone does, I think where it grips down on it makes it harder to smoke. Like you have to puff on it harder, but it just slides over this here and screws on there. But I guess more than anything, it gives it that flush look. And then this, let me clarify that one. This is a cartomizer right here, and typically they have that white end on it, and all that does is keep the liquid from coming out, which it doesn't move a lot, but you gotta put that cap on it. And what I was trying earlier, but I didn't know it wouldn't work with disposable e-cigarettes, is you take a pin like this, put it in that hole, and you pry it out. Now it's not going to work on this one because this one's not made to come out, it's made to throw away. And wait, here we go. Let me show you. Okay, this is the white cap for the cartomizer I have. White cap on that one. Basically, it comes like this. That's what it usually looks like, and you can smoke it like that. So, usually when you want to fill it up, you take a pen, paper clip, whatever. Sometimes I use my pocket knife, and you pry that out. Now that gives you access to the cotton. You would take your liquid, drop till it's saturated, and then you would put this back on there and start smoking. I bought this at a local shop, and it replaces this white piece here, and so you put that on there and it seals it. Now I like this better because it has a better feel to it, and it just makes it look a little cooler. So that's about it. I will tell you to recommend that you look at the brands of what you're getting. My first e-cigarette I got was a V2 KR8 model, and basically they told me that was a 510, which when I went to return it from my first Ego, I found out that it wasn't. So you try to go for the 510. As far as brands, if you're getting an Ego, look for Joytech or something with a brand name on it. I didn't even think about it when I went to get my first Ego. I just saw, hey, okay, well that's the Ego type model there. I'll just go ahead and get it. And then I had a client who wanted me to go and purchase one for them because they were so interested, because I was smoking it while I was working at their house. And they asked if I would go pick up one for them, and they reimbursed me. So I went and picked up this one, saw that it was a Joytech. Mine wasn't anything, and absolute luck, really. My client didn't like the battery on this, and she's a little bit older, so she just wanted a basic one, which this one kind of is, but it has a few little nice things like this battery here. If you get 2 batteries with every kit, this battery, if you push it 5 times, there we go, and it starts blinking. When I push that, it won't come on. That's good for when it's in my case, which this is the case right here that it comes with. Then when that's in my pocket or it gets pushed around in my case, that is not going to come on. Now if I'm using it regularly, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, starts blinking, and now it comes on when I use it. So now I can smoke it. And so it's a really good brand. I mean, I'm not pushing their product or anything, but make sure that you look into it. This was actually cheaper than my knockoff Ego, and it came with a cone, which isn't a big deal, but it also came with a wall charger. Like I can plug a USB into a wall adapter and charge it that way, which charges it quicker. My other one came with just a simple USB one, so it's a lot nicer. I would advise, if you are looking for a new shop or whatever, or sorry, a new e-cigarette, go to the shops, go to your retail shops, and they'll let you smoke different e-cigarettes. They'll let you try all their different flavors and stuff, and you don't have to buy from them, but you might want to. So I think that's about it. Message me if you have any questions. Bye.